It is famously said that cinema is art, theatre is life, and television is furniture. So, let's turn on, tune in, and assemble the flat pack of televisual fun that is...
Challenge Anglia!
Some call it the haunted fish tank. Others call it the goggle box, the tube, or the digital babysitter. And it can be controlled either by a womfer, a doofer, a clicker, or a zapper. Which sounds like the roll call for the banana splits, but I digress. And ever since the Anglian knight looked east from his kingdom to the quiz of the week, live from Norwich, our region has had a huge part to play in the history of television. It is that pedigree we have come to honour, my challengers, so let's turn on our TV guides to see what we've got. Ooh.
The crimes you are about to hear were committed specially for this podcast.
Do you know, I'm mildly disappointed. Nobody went for Heart to Heartsease. When Norfolk and Suffolk met, it was murder. Nobody went for Happy Tass Valley. Inspector Horsey. Frost Row. Setchian Trunch. But lo, Gary Duncan of the Land and Planning Company homages one of the small screen's first coppers in Dixon of Docking Green. Evening all. Meanwhile, top sleuth Saul Humphrey is busy getting to the bottom of another grisly addition to a South Norfolk village's absurdly high body count in Midsummer Mundum. Oh no, another one. And, when she's not hunting a murderous assassin in Killing Evesham, the ever-prolific Dr. Penny Hundleby has constructed the perfect segue from cop show to comedy with the screwball antics of Norfolk Constabulary's finest in Brookling 99. Simon Hughes, Director of Property at Norfolk County Council, tells us this has got to be the winner, 10 out of 10. Well, Simon, like Sue Gray, I can't prejudge the findings of my inquiry. Now, if you want the best puns but you don't ask questions, then brava, Chris Sargison's your man. But here's the one that's driving Chris berserk. Why do only fools and Horsford work? Christopher Raymer, Business Development Manager at Future Radio, gives us the very little-known TV hit of teens on the Yarmouth coast, California Fever. Incidentally, California Fever also starred an actor named Lorenzo Lamas, a two-tier mashup. It's always the game within the game for you guys, which I respect. Whilst Chris brings us the multi-dimensional pun, Gary Duncan comes back with the high-frequency percussive pun, with little-known 70s Suffolk-based sitcom I Didn't Know You Cared. Then to the 80s with Nigel Havers and Dinah Sheridan in Don't Thwait Up. Keeping us in that seminal decade is Saul Humphrey with Different Stokesby, whilst Gary Duncan leaps into the 90s, pounding through the surf in slow-motion Baywatch spin-off Whiz Beach, before putting one foot in the Kesgrave. Speaking of risk, accident-prone Suffolk residents seeking 250 quid for falling over a castle's battlements, a Penny Hundleby suggestion in You've Been Framlingham'd. Aspiring musicians in the Diss area, meanwhile, are busy signing up to Gary Duncan's Skol of Rock. But my word, what a hotbed of gossip and scandal is the southern fringe of Norwich we hear, thanks to Ted Leggett, Culture and Events Officer at Norwich City Council, who tells us his good lady wife is genuinely a member of WhatsApp group Desperate Trousewives. Ted and Gary also lead us neatly into the world of what we loosely call reality television, with Horsey Shaw and Love Island respectively. David Parfrey, my guest from just before Christmas, takes us into the quiz show genre with Pointless, which, says David, is anywhere outside the east of England. No arguments here? And if, like me, you're of a certain vintage, you'll recall when early Sunday evenings on BBC One were home to a rolling smorgasbord of family-friendly smash drama series. Well, we have our own take on that genteel age of broadcasting with Gary Duncan, shivering in Lavenham cold climate, with his much-admired follow-up pun, The Wyndham the Willows. Well, all I can say, Gary, is a poop poop. Also a fan of refined early evening in from top telly is Saul Humphrey, whose fondness for the works of James Herriot sees him startling cows in the fields around Wroxham and North Walsham in All Creatures Great and Smallborough. before throwing himself into the mere to emerge Mr. Darcy style in Pride and Prejudice. A favourite of Mrs. Humphreys, we're told, though it will startle the ducks. Richard Ross of Beyond Wealth Management also offers fantasy series The Witches of East Winch. OK, he says, I know it's a film. Ah, Richard. It's also been a TV show, several times in fact, so you're in the clear.
All irregularities will be handled by the forces controlling each dimension. Marsh halophytes are available. Golden, picklewort, plantain, samphire and steel. Samphire and steel have been assigned.
Thank you to James Lee Burgess for prompting me to do exhaustive research into both samphire and sapphire and steel for that bit. Was it worth it? No. 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 James Ricks is running pell-mell from the shambling, burbling, brain-eating hordes of Long Stratton in The Whacked and Dead! He needs to turn to Norfolk Screen's Craig Higgins, who he's hoping to take the mustard throne and manning the seawall defending the county from Lincolnshire, I expect, in Game of Thornham. And David Parfrey knows how to appeal to my inner nerd with my and surely everyone's favourite time traveller, landing at a site in Suffolk, mingling with ancient Anglo-Saxons in Doctor Who. So, how to declare a winner? I'm going to split the honours. The Matryoshka Award for an homage within an homage goes to Christopher Raymer. The Support Your Local Pun Fighter Award for the sheer breadth, depth and velocity of entries, Gary Duncan. The Norfolk-Suffolk Perfect Pairing Award goes to Penny Hundleby for expertly assembling Brookling 99. Congratulations all. Keep your eye on LinkedIn for the next challenge, which will be Out of This World. So that's it. Thank you to everyone who has continued to listen to the show over the Christmas break, and especially to the one person that downloaded the show on Christmas Day. I am honoured, but do you need a hug? Join me next week for part 2 of my chat with Saul Humphrey, talking construction in the age of climate change. Thank you to Engineer 49 for all his expertise, to Saul and to all my challengers, and to you for listening. I'll be back next week, but until then, bye for now.